It was alright. It needed some work. It was her second dog, and she had Zoe since Zoe was born, the first dog. So that dog was trained very well. Had lots of time with it. Got trained very well. Nala, she got when Nala was already 2 or 3 or something. So it was difficult to train in. And she was bigger than Zoe, so there was always a dominance issue because bigger dogs always tend to.
Yeah, they had the alpha dog, huh?
So I didn't like that she had a second dog that wasn't listening and all that. I always told her to get rid of it because it was expensive and whatnot. But I think I'm getting off the topic. The dog was well mannered for the most part, very friendly with people. I never saw it interact with another animal, so I don't know how it was with other animals, but she said that it wasn't very friendly with other dogs. I know that when the dog gets really bored in the truck, it starts tearing up like the seats and stuff. But that's all I really know about that dog. She didn't have that dog till long after we weren't together anymore.
Did you see anything, notice anything between you and her as far as property?
Nothing specific, but lots of little crap.
She have a purse?
I don't remember it.
Okay. You know, she had a bag?
I don't remember. There's lots of stuff in there.
And then as far as what was she wearing that night?
I think it was something black, some form of black dress with very thin straps, but not quite spaghetti straps, just saying inch wide or something like that. And then I think she had a jacket on over that, but I don't really remember. I wasn't staring at her while we were driving. I tend to keep my eyes on the road, even if I'm a passenger.
Yeah. And the bottom, was she wearing slacks or?
I didn't notice. I think it was either just the dress that continued down or a skirt of some kind.
Okay. I mean, as far as, I guess, you guys talked about markings like tattoos and...
Yeah, she had a couple tattoos that I knew about.
Yeah.
A cartoon sword type thing behind her ear. I believe it was the left side. And then I believe it was the right side of the outer side of her right thigh. Had this big ass unicorn tattoo, but I never saw the whole thing. It was just like I don't know. I think it was like a portrait of a unicorn's face or some shit.
Okay. And rings?
I didn't notice if she was wearing any type of jewelry that night, but I knew that she does have some jewelry that she wears occasionally.
She had a watch on or?
No, she doesn't use watches.
Okay. Earrings?
I didn't notice.
Is her ears pierced?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Her tongue is pierced.
She had a pierced tongue. Is it the stud or the?
It was a barbell.
Okay. Anything else?
I think she had some nipple piercings.
Okay.
But
toe rings?
no, not that I noticed or knew of.
Okay. So you guys drive straight out there. You don't go anywhere?
No.
You guys don't pull over anywhere and talk?
No, I just went straight out to my truck.
Yeah. All right, and you get out straight to your truck. Then what do you do? I mean, you just pull behind your truck or?
No, I had her kind of pull it wide and get in front of my truck so her lights would shine onto my hood. And pop my hood and just look to see if there was anything out of place. And apparently my battery isn't mounted properly, and the bungee cord that was holding it in had come loose, and it had been like knocking around. Yanked my negative battery cable straight out of where it was mounted to, and messed up some other wires going into some of the fuse boxes up there. So I tightened everything down and took what was left of the negative battery cable, the ground wire, and got it back on the terminal, jumped in the truck, and it actually started right up. So I just pulled in front of her and started driving back towards Haiku, and told her to follow up behind me just in case the truck died again, because I still wasn't sure what the problem was. Everything I knew said it shouldn't have just started like that. So I expected it to happen again, but it didn't. And
so that was it. I mean, you didn't pop the hood when you were there? Saturday night when
I did quickly, but I had no light and no tools, so.
You didn't use your cell phone as a flashlight?
It's pretty weak.
So your other option is to leave your truck there and not try to look at something, because I don't know why, and then you'd rather just try to walk home after that. I mean, I know if I was stuck somewhere I try to do my best to fix something before I would take that long journey.
Well, again, I have no tools to do it, so.
But, you know, I mean, you seem like a, you know, electrical, your experience, right? I mean, you're working on your car. I mean, you gotta look up.
I did look,
And
I
you
didn't see
And
anything.
you didn't see that.
Yeah.
But the next day when you get there, I mean, it was like plain as day.
No, it wasn't clean. It wasn't the first thing I looked at. I looked over the whole engine bay and I actually started at my starter. But
But, you know,
traced it back to the back.
battery shifted over 6 inches. I mean, I think everybody can agree. You would pick that up. I mean, if
It
it's,
didn't look like it had shifted until I noticed that it must have, because the battery, the bungee cable that was holding it in wasn't in place anymore. And I didn't even notice till they pointed it out that there was actually a nick in the bottom of the battery from when it slammed in the power steering. And then around one of the turns, it must have gone back closer to place. I didn't notice that it wasn't shifted 6 inches out of place when I saw it.
so going back to, you know, the vehicle stalls are on you. Usually what happens, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you don't have a ground,
Yeah,
how are you gonna have lights?
I'm not sure.
Okay. The ground's disconnected, right?
Yeah, that's what
I mean,
it
you
was torn right in
is
half.
that what you saw?
Yeah.
Okay, so the lights, all right. So you fix it, you remedy the problem right there.
I don't know if I remedied the entire problem right
I
there.
mean, you started your truck, is what I'm
Started
getting
my
at.
truck, yeah.
All right. So Charlie, did she get out? I mean, did she hold a flashlight for you?
No, she offered help, but I told her to just stay in the car. She's a pregnant girl. I didn't really want her
Did
to
you bring a flashlight with you though?
I did bring another flashlight. No, I did not. Did not have a flashlight. I just had her headlights shining at my truck.
So you're gonna go out there in the dark, work on it, and you're not gonna bring a flashlight?
I didn't think of everything, I guess.
I mean, you had a kind of whole day to think about working and stuff. I mean, you wanna go out to Hana kind of prepared, right?
Yeah.
But flashlight wasn't one of the things.
When I first went out there, I just assumed I was going to be towing the truck back.
Okay. Okay, so the truck's good to go now, and that's it. I mean, you head back home.
Yeah.
You stop along the way.
No.
When you're there, Charlie stays in the truck. Does the dog get out?
No.
Okay, does anybody stop by and say, hey, can I help you guys?
No.
Okay. So you turn around. Who goes back to Makawao first?
I did.
Okay, so you're the leader.
Yeah.
And you guys stop on the way back?
No. I drive a little faster than her, so every once in a while I would notice I didn't see her headlights in my rear view. I would slow down and let her catch up, but it would only take a few seconds every time. Then, once we got towards Twin Falls area, right at the second entrance to Lelena, I noticed her headlights were behind me again, waited for her to catch up, saw her headlights one last time, and proceeded to bail because we had a steady cell phone reception from there on out. Figured if there was any incident of any kind, she would call me. If she needed anything, she would call me.
Okay. So that's why, I mean, you left her back there and took off and went up, which road?
Capopua.
You went up Kahu Road
Yeah.
to your place.
Yeah.
And then Pakango, that's one of the other, how come you just go shoot up Ulumalu?
Because it's longer.
Okay. And then that was it, that was the last time you saw Charlie. You didn't call her right there, say thanks,
No, I
have a
didn't
good one?
think to say anything until the next morning. I had said thanks when we left, or where our trucks were together. Thanks for calling me out here.
Okay. So,
Yes.
okay. And then you get home, crash out, and next day is
Back to work.
back to work. Okay. Did you call anybody when you got home on that Sunday? Or text anybody?
I think I called my girlfriend on Skype. That was it.
This
This device, yeah.
this lady here.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Cassie.
Cassie. So you Skyped her.
Yeah.
You didn't talk to anybody else? Oh, okay. So then, anybody come by, you leave again or anything like that?
Not that night, no.
Okay. So you go to work regular time?
Yeah.
Trucks running?
Kind of. A few days later, the same problem happened.
No, that did they trucks running when you drove your truck down to work?
Yeah.
Okay. go to work, you made contact, try to make contact with Charlie or anything?
I sent her a message that said thanks, and that was it. I didn't get a text back, but I didn't think anything of it.
All right. Was that in the morning hours that you sent that text?
Yeah,
Is that before you went to work or while you were at work?
I think it was while I was at work.
Okay. And then you got no response?
No. But it's not that unusual for her to not get back to me right away, so.
Okay.
I assumed she was either with her family, because she doesn't like to talk to me in front of her family, or she was working.
All right. So, when you first find out that family is concerned about Charlie's whereabouts, how do you find that out?
When the cops show up at my house at 5:30 in the morning on Tuesday morning.
So you didn't hear from Fiona?
I don't think I heard from the family until after the cops showed up.
You sure about that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So the police show up, they start their investigation, right? Okay, so I'm just saying they show up, they start their investigation, and I guess the family contacts you, right? You talk to the family a little bit,
Yeah.
You talk to Detective Lou, and you've been, very cooperative, in this investigation. So we go back to a few things that detectives have been working on, talking to quite a few people, actually doing a lot of work, getting information coming in, because that's what their job is, that's what our job is, right? What about one of the, I guess you went out and you showed the family where the vehicle was, right?
Yeah.
I guess they put a cone out, have you seen this truck here?
Yeah.
Call or whatever. So far nobody has, I guess responded to that, right? Saying they haven't seen it or anything like that. But one thing is, there's a lot of tourists that go to Hana, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of tourists use electronic devices and they record their run to Hana.
Yeah.
And we've been reaching out with certain tour companies as well.
Okay.
And guess what that's depicting about the truck so far?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? You sure you're not sure?
Yeah, what are you getting at?
The truck is actually there?
Yeah.
Okay, so the videos that they're going to be analyzing is going to show the truck there on the side of the road?
It should.
It should?
Yeah.
Are you certain about that?
Well, I'm not now because of the way you're asking me, but
Okay.
my truck was out there. And I was like,
Okay. All right, let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
Did you have any conversation about area known as Paraquat Bay?
Conversation with who?
Your supervisor?
David. Yeah, I have.
Okay. Did you talk to him about four-wheeling and where a good place to go?
I asked him about that bay specifically because I had seen that road and I wanted to check it out.
Did you check it out?
I did at one point, yes.
Okay. And do you remember when that was?
Actually, yeah, it was February 1st, I think. I had gotten stuck with my cousin down on Monday.
So you went down February 1st. Okay, and then your boss told you about the place and you went down there. You've been down there, right?
And me and him talked about it a long time ago.
Okay, so you checked it out though, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been down there with Charlie?
No.
Anybody else?
I've only been there once with my little cousin.
Okay. And when was that?
It would have been February 1st.
So when you went down there, what do you think about that area? Like, did you lock hubs and go all the way down to the shoreline?
Yeah, you need to lock your hubs and have 4 low and a lift and probably gearing because that is a rugged trail.
Okay. You seem like a mellow guy, right? I don't know you from the next guy that I just meet off. See him in Sears or whatever the thing is. You helped with the search of the family, right?
I did what I could,
You
yeah.
did what you could, right? Okay. Do you remember assisting and leapfrogging and searching along the roadway of Hana, of things that are being checked? Do you remember anything like that?
I didn't get too involved with the search. I helped the immediate family look the first day, and then people started making threats against me and saying it was me, and it just started to feel not safe in public. And then some people were accusing me of misleading everybody.
So, let me ask you this question then. On Tuesday,
Yeah.
did Charlie's sister Brooke,
She showed up at Mont Foods.
and what happened?
She asked me if I had seen Charlie. I told her what I knew. Told her that I would call her if anything came up. And then she contacted me again later in the day to ask me if I would show her what happened. So I left work and did that.
What time was this?
I think it was around 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Was Brooke with anybody?
Yeah, no, at first she was not, but on our drive out towards Hana, we passed her mom and her little sister Phaedra. Phaedra got out of her mom's car and into Brooke's car.
And where was this at?
I don't remember specifically, it was just on the road to Hana somewhere.
Was it near Honolulu before?
Before that, but after Twin Falls. It was maybe somewhere, was that Kailua, out of town?
By EMI?
That EMI thing, yeah.
By that shack we passed?
But I don't really remember exactly where it was. I was just,
Somewhere in that area.
yeah.
So Steve, you're out here, right, helping a family on, was it Tuesday?
Tuesday. Yeah.
And you guys are leapfrogging, you guys are searching, right? So, is it true that, I guess Brooke and maybe somebody else was with Brooke? They're on the Hana Highway, it's getting dark, headlights are on, and you were coming up Paraquat Bay, and you said this area's all good, I checked it already.
Yeah,
You cleared that area yourself?
but not clear it. I just, at that point, we were only checking roads and possible places for a truck to end
Did
up.
you give Brooke the sense in conversation that this area you checked it already?
I guess so, yeah. I did encourage them to get in my truck and check it out again, though, but they didn't want to do that.
And you told him that right then and there?
Yeah,
You said, hey, if you want to hop in my truck, we'll go check it?
yeah,
And you told Brooke that?
yeah.
How far down the road did you go?
That time I did not go, I think I hit the bottom, but I didn't go all the way to the bay because there's this huge grass field that looks like you can make it across, but it's so thick with mud underneath the grass that that's where my truck got stuck on the first. And me and my cousin had to dig it out with our own hands.
That was the beginning of February.
Yeah.
We went down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go back with Adam at one point in time?
To K&I.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you ever with Adam at one point in time when you passed that Honolulu Bay and the roads? And he's maybe directing you to check a certain area as well, and you said you checked that area how many times? And you guys didn't bother checking that area? Do you remember anything like that?
No, not without him.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, sure.
So Adam wasn't with you specifically when he said, hey, can we go down to this area, specifically the Paraquat Bay area, the road? You said, I've been down there X amount of times already, something to that effect, there's nothing down there.
I don't remember saying that or him asking to go down towards Paraguay Bay. When we went out together, it was to go check out the landing at K9 because somebody had reported possibly seeing Charlie's truck down there.
So no specific road along that time that you're with Adam, did you tell him anything, any road? I've been down there X amount of times, I checked that area. You never said that, recall having that conversation with him?
Not really.
Not really? Or do you not remember?
I don't remember.
All right. To Honolulu, we are concluding the interview with Stephen Capobianco. Time right now is 12:33. Again, February 28th, 2014.
your examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Sergeant Liu, during the playing of this recording, at one point reference was made to a Facebook, I guess, a Facebook showing where the defendant showed you, I guess, the truck and the person who supposedly gave him a ride to work Monday morning back in February of 2014. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
Did you yourself take a look at that Facebook picture that he had?
Yes, sir.
And was that through his telephone?
His cell phone, yes, sir.
And at that time, Sergeant, in the recording, they mentions, I guess that there was a truck with large tires. You remember looking at that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And whose truck was that? The defendant said in the picture, the Facebook picture.
His friend Kyle Knight, sir.
Now, Sergeant Liu, pursuant to your investigation, while you were the lead investigator, what, if any, investigation did you do with respect to the recovery of the jawbone from Nuailua Path area in terms of trying to do some type of identification?
After we recovered the jawbones, when we got back into the cell reception area, I contacted our coroner, Dr. Harrell, and informed her what we found. She requested that if possible to take pictures of these jawbones and to send it to her so she could confirm whether they were human or animal.
And were you able to do that?
Yes, sir.
Now, as the investigator, did you conduct any investigation, if any, with respect to trying to make an identification of those two pieces of jawbone?
Yes, sir.
And what did you do?
Well, at that time, we didn't know whose jawbones it was. So what normally we do is reach out to the family to see if we can find the missing person's dental records, so we can do a comparison.
And in searching for this missing person, Charlie Scott's dental records, who did you reach out to?
Dr. Mickey Damerol.
And what, if anything, investigation did you conduct with Dr. Damerol?
Dr. Damerol saw Charlie, had her x-rays on file.
Object relies on hearsay, lack of foundation.
The objection is sustained.
Move to
Okay.
strike the answer.
The motion to strike is granted.
Now, Sergeant, without telling us what was said between you and Dr. Damerol, what, if any, item of evidence or anything did you receive from his office pursuant to your investigation?
X-rays?
I'm asking you.
X-rays, sir.
And what did you do with those x-rays?
At that time, I went to our forensic facility and showed them to our coroner, Dr. Harrell.
And after you showed those x-rays from Dr. Damerol to the coroner, Dr. Harrell, what, if any, meeting did you set up?
No objections to leading.
Your Honor, it is an open-ended question with what, if any.
The question is, what do you do next?
Counsel doesn't get to dictate the
Excuse
questions.
me. The objection is overruled. You may answer the question.
Answer the question I asked you, please.
Following that day, the next day, I set up a meeting with Dr. Harrell and Dr. Damerol to meet at Dr. Damerol's office to compare the x-rays with Dr. Damerol, Dr. Harrell at Dr. Damerol's office to confirm the identity.
And did that meeting actually take place the following day?
Yes, sir.
And would this be February 19th, 2014?
Yes, sir.
Exhibits 199 to 220. Now, Sergeant Liu, you previously testified on a prior day that you accompanied, I guess, the removal of what was identified as Charlie's Toyota 4Runner to the Kihei Police Station. Recall testifying to that effect?
Yes, sir.
And where within the police, the Kihei Police Station was that vehicle removed to?
To our impound lot, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm showing counsel what has been marked as State's Exhibit 199 to 220. I don't have a publishing this thing.
You don't.
I don't have a publishing, it's just entering it. So counsel, Your Honor, just for the record, counsel has what's been marked as identification Exhibits 199 to 220.
Your Honor, may we approach?
You may go, sir.
Peter, may we retrieve
Give
the
me
pictures?
picture, please.
Now, Sergeant Lou, I'm going to show you what has been marked for identification as States Exhibits 199 in sequence all the way to 220. Peter, may I approach?
You may use.
Sergeant, please take a look at those photographs, and I will have more questions for you when you're done. No, I'm just watching it, just doing some information, but I'm not introducing them today. So, So Sergeant Lou, did you have a chance to take a look at those exhibits?
Yes, sir.
And basically, what are these photographs of?
That is the photographs that we took of Charlie's vehicle at the Kihei Station impound lot, sir.
When you say we, who are you referring to?
Myself and evidence technician Tony Earl.
So were you there during the entire time that when these photographs were taken?
Yes, sir.
And approximately when were these photographs taken?
February 14th, sir.
Okay, would that have been on a Friday during that time period?
Yes, sir.
Now, do these photographs accurately depict the condition of the vehicle identified as Charlie Scott's vehicle on February 14th, 2014 at the Kihei Police Station?
Yes, sir.
Have they been changed or altered in any way?
No, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move into evidence states exhibits 199 all the way in consecutive sequence to exhibit 220, which have been marked for identification.
Mr. O'Connor.
No objection, Your Honor.
State's exhibits 199 through 220 inclusive are all received in evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
And for the record, Your Honor, under regional counsel, what has been marked for identification as states exhibits 160 to 198. Again, it's in sequence inclusive. And this has been marked for identification.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, any approach on these?
Yes. Proceed.
Thank you. Now, Sergeant Lou, pursuant to your investigation with respect to Charlie Scott's vehicle that was removed to the PA police station, did you, by chance, conduct any further investigation, if any, with respect to that vehicle with any other member or any other agency?
Yes, sir.
And who's that person?
That would be James Blondo of the Fire Prevention Bureau.
Now, did you yourself make contact with Mr. Blando?
Yes, sir.
And what was the purpose of that?
Just to have him come look at the vehicle to confirm my findings.
Was that on the same day that you and Mr. Earls had taken photographs of this vehicle on Friday, February 14th, 2014?
No, sir.
Was it, do you recall approximately when that would have been?
Not the exact date, sir, but it was about maybe a week and a half later.
And as you sit there right now, you don't recall the date?
I don't recall the exact date, no, sir.
And were you present, or do you know whether or not Mr. Blondo took photographs of that vehicle?
Yes, he did, sir.
Was it in your presence?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'm sure Council has been marked as State's Exhibits 221 through 230 for identification. For trial. Now, Sergeant Lou, we had a chance to look at the earlier photographs of Charlie Scott's vehicle at Jaws, or the Piatti area. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And today you had a chance to look at the photographs of that same vehicle taken at the Key Police Station.
Yes, sir.
In those photographs, what can you tell us about the doors, if anything?
The doors are missing.
And how about the front grille?
The front grille is also missing, sir.
Now, at some point during your investigation, were you made aware of whether or not the police were able to recover the missing doors and the front grille of Charlie Scott's vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And how were you made aware of that?
One of the assisting officers informed me that they...
Objection, hearsay, objection, hearsay, move to strike.
The objection is sustained, the motion to strike is granted.
Okay, without telling us what they informed you, how did you learn about it?
I was informed by another officer assisting me.
Okay. And pursuant to that investigation, to your knowledge, were the doors and the grille recovered for Charlie Scott's vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Did you see that with your own two eyes?
Yes, sir.
Were they photographed?
Yes, sir.
And who photographed them?
Evidence specialist Tony Rose.
And was that in your presence?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibits 221 to 230, marked for identification. Your Honor, may I approach?
You may do so.
Okay, please take a look at these exhibits, and I'll have further questions when you're done. Okay, do you recognize those photographs, Sergeant Lu?
Yes, sir.
And what are they of?
They are of the doors and the grills recovered from Charlie's vehicle.
Were they recovered from her
I
vehicle?
would actually object, that relies on hearsay, lack of foundation. You can identify what's on the picture.
Right. Were these recovered
I'm
from?
sorry.
Excuse me, just a second. The objection is sustained. You may lay a foundation. I'll grant the motion of strike.
So the photographs that you took that you were present when the pictures are taken, what are these photographs of?
The doors that were recovered,
Just tell me what are these photographs of?
the doors and the
Oh.
grill,
Of what? Whose vehicle?
Charlie's vehicle.
Okay, now are these photographs, do these accurately depict the condition of the doors and the grill as you viewed it when the photographs were taken?
Yes, sir.
Have they been changed or altered in any way?
No, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, the state will move into evidence states exhibits 221 all the way through 230 marked for identification.
Mr. Alcoa.
May I have a quick word here, Your Honor?
Yes.
So Detective, you are testifying that those pictures accurately reflect the doors as you saw them, correct?
Yes, sir.
You cannot testify whether they accurately reflect the condition that the recovering officers found them in, correct?
No, sir.
No further questions.
And your position, Mr. Alcoa.
Relative to, or if it's being offered for his observations, I have no objections.
That's 221 through 230.
Yeah, no objections for that purpose.
All right. State's exhibits 221 through 230, inclusive, marked for identification purposes, are received in evidence. You may proceed.
Thank you. Now, Sergeant Lu, are you familiar with a person by the name of Danielle Schaefer?
Yes, sir.
And how are you familiar with her?
That's Mr. Capobianco's cousin.
What, if any, meeting was set up between you and Ms. Schaefer during your investigation of this case?
I asked her if she would come down to the station and talk to me about this case.
And did you meet with Ms. Schaefer?
Yes, sir.
Could you please describe that?
I called her up.
Object calls for hearsay.
Without telling us what you said or what she said,
Excuse me.
I'll withdraw the question.
All right, the question is withdrawn.
Okay, without telling us what you said and what she said, because that is hearsay, did you meet with Ms. Schaefer?
Yes, sir.
And who contacted who first?
I contacted her, sir,
And where did you meet with her?
at the Wailuku police station
How did she arrive? If you know.
in Mr. Capobianco's vehicle.
Was the defendant present?
Yes, sir.
Did you request the defendant to be there as well?
No, sir.
Did you know that the defendant was going to be there?
No, sir.
And what date did this take place on?
February, I got, can I look at my report?
Let me ask you this, did this take place before or after the third interview with with the defendant on February 28, 2014?
Before, sir.
How long before?
A day before.
Okay, so if the interview was on February 28th with the defendant, when did you meet with Ms. Schaefer?
February 27, 2014, sir.
You sure about that? No, are you sure now about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you said, well, you just said earlier you didn't know the defendant was going to be there. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you actually speak or meet with Ms. Schaefer?
Yes, sir.
And where did that take place?
At the Wailuku station.
Where in the Washington station?
Where I first met her is out in the front of the Wailuku station.
Okay, my question to you is, I asked you, did you interview, or you said yes, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where did that interview take place?
Within the CID office of the Wailuku station, sir.
Is that the same area where the defendant was interviewed?
Yes, sir.
Now, after you interviewed Ms. Schaefer, did you have a chance to speak with the defendant?
Yes, sir.
And at that point, were any plans made regarding this investigation involving the defendant?
At,
Yes or no? Were any plans made involving the defendant in your investigation?
So I'll object as a leading question then.
The objection is overruled.
You can answer that as a preliminary question. Were any plans made, Sergeant?
yes, sir.
And what were the plans?
To see if Ms. Capobianco would be willing to ride with us to show us where exactly his vehicle was stalled at in the Kenaiana area.
And was the defendant willing to do that?
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking this might be an appropriate time to take a recess.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, we will take a recess at this time.